Channeling the wisdom and traditions of his ancestors through songs, Tenzin Choegyal is a renowned Tibetan artist, activist and musical director who was born to a Tibetan nomad family and has built a successful career in music, performing on international platforms such as WOMAD and other several concerts. Tenzin Choegyal's album Songs from the Bardo, a collaborative work with Laurie Anderson and Jesse Paris-Smith, has been nominated for the Best New Age Album in the 2020 Grammy Awards. It is wonderful to have Tenzin Choegyal with us in this episode of In Conversation with Tibet TV. Tenzin Choegyal, and congratulations on your album being nominated for the Grammys this year. How do you feel?
Thank you for having me, Chamila. And yeah, it's a great feeling in a way because I've been in the music world. My life has been a music for the past 35 years. And this particular album has been in the making for last 20 odd years. So, and then it's a joyous moment because I think more than myself, my Tibetan friends are more happy for me. And it's like, I think it gave them a time to celebrate while we are in the Bardo of lockdown. So I'm really glad that a Tibetan artist has been nominated on that platform. Yeah.
Choegyal, your songs are different from other Tibetan contemporary songs. I find your songs more inclined towards instrumental, rhythmic, and classical, something like folk chamber music. And you have attributed your passion for that genre to your mother. Tell us a little bit more about your journey into the world of music and your discovery of that particular genre.
I think for me, the first affinity with music, it came from my mother and my dad as well. As probably a lot of the Tibetans around would have experienced, you know, like our elders would rise up really early in the morning, like 4 in the morning, as we are waking up, as the children are waking up in between state of dream and waking. And during those times, you hear the mothers chanting and then also your fathers chanting. And then my mom definitely had a beautiful, beautiful voice. Like she would sing these nomad songs and so I think because of the karmic imprint of hearing her and the karmic imprint of hearing these elders sing, I think that affinity made so when you listen to my songs, I think you will probably hear like a really different kind of Tibetan sound. At the same time, you will definitely have the essence of Tsampa in it. Like you will definitely feel that Tsampa essence in my music. I know it's not a Tibetan pop sound or pop music or any like traditional, but then there is that Tsampa element in. I totally believe that there is that Tsampa element in it. Yeah.
Right. Choegyal, talking about your Grammy nominee, Songs from the Bardo, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which is a guide for practitioners of Tibetan Buddhism to embrace death and transition the consciousness into another life through rebirth. How did the idea of adding melody to such kind of spiritual text come to you?
I think it was due to, you know, like when I was growing up, my parents passed away. My dad passed away when I was a toddler in Nepal. And then my mom passed away in Patlikul in Manali. And around that time, I was in the stage of just, you know, like being half adult, half still child. So I didn't get to do any of the rituals, you know, like to pay respect to my mother or my father. So having that in the back of my mind all the time, not guilt, but, you know, like you wanting to pay respect to your elders. So coming to Australia about 97. And then around that time, I met up with Namkhen Nobu Rinpoche. So I had the fortune of meeting up with him. And then I somehow started telling this story to him. And he advised me saying, you should read the text, the Bardo. And then while reading the text, you can visualize your parents right in front of you, and as in flesh and blood. And then while reading it, visualize that it's helping them. They are listening to it. And at the same time, he said, it will benefit those who are gone beyond, as for my parents, and then also every being in the state of Bardo. So in that process, well, after hearing him say that, and then after a month or so, I met, as probably you know, a very beautiful, renowned Tibetan artist, Karma Pinzo. And after hearing this from Namkhen Nobu Rinpoche, Karma Pinzo somehow, he didn't hear that from Rinpoche, but he gave me a gift of Tibetan Book of the Dead, Bardo text, as a gift. And then I started collecting all the English translations. And as I was starting to read the pages of the text, I would be able to concentrate maybe 1 or 2 pages. But, and then I thought, maybe if I infuse that with music, then since I'm so attached to music, maybe I might be able to actually understand it better and maybe prolong the reading as well. So that's how it slowly started. And then over the years, I've been actually, I don't call it the performance, I call it a meditation, on meditation and illumination on the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And when I perform it on stage, and with different avatars. For the past 20 years, it has been coming in different forms with my friends in Australia, like Michael Askill. We perform it as a in the between. Yeah, so that's how it kind of, it's a long story. I know it's a 10-minute section, but it's like a, I don't know how to compact this whole long story into a 10-minute. It could be a, yeah, anyway.
That's true, Choegyal. Choegyal, you have founded the annual Tibet Festival in Brisbane, Australia. A festival where Tibetan culture is introduced and showcased. Could you tell us a little bit about this initiative of yours?
Festival of Tibet, it originally started on 2008. You know, like when we were all, like when the Beijing Olympic was happening, and then there was a lot of uprisings in almost all the pockets of small villages in Tibet. And we were hearing all the things that are happening in Tibet, in the Tibetan diaspora world. And I'm pretty sure you would have felt that too, you know, like what an individual can do for Tibet at that point. So as an artist, I wanted to do something, and then to amplify the story of Tibet. And since I have worked with many many Australian artists, so I asked them if they could help me, like if I put on a Festival of Tibet. So it's been going on since then. It's more about amplifying the stories of Tibet through food, through like calligraphy, through artworks, and many and then there's like panel discussions on like the environmental, like the politics and the environments of Tibet. So so I think it's like, you know, like as His Holiness always says, we all have an individual responsibility on our shoulder for Tibet, and especially for those who live in Tibet, because we have been for the past 60 years, we have been in the state of Bardo, in a way, like all the Tibetans living. So we need to reincarnate and for Tibet. And in that way, I think we all have to shoulder. If you are a cook, you can tell the story of Tibet through your cooking. If you are a calligrapher, you could tell a story through the story of Tibet through calligraphy. Or no, like anything. Like if you are like yourself, you are a media person, you could tell a story through your own. I think individual story is super important to tell a communal story. Yeah. So that's how it came about. And we've been doing it for last 12 years, and this year we did it online for 10 days.
Tibet Festival is something that everybody looks forward to, even the people who are not residing in Australia. Choegyal, before wrapping up this interview, we at the Tibettv would like to send our all best wishes for the Grammys, which is right around the corner. We would like to wish you all the very best and good luck. I heard you say this in many interviews recently, and you said it again today. When I sing, I go home. My songs have the taste of Zamba. So we will leave our audience with one of your favorite songs to take them home. Thank you, Choegyal.
Thank you very much, Himela. 아니 템 라바냠도 아니 고쳐라 에스테볼라 아니 디나라 인간
Oh,